Anthony3378, how gay are you? Well, it's funny you should ask that because hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are 17 days out of World's Strongest Man kicking off. I'm just going to let you guys know as well, I will be vlogging out there every single day. Obviously, if I have to compete, it will impede what I can actually do out there, but I will be doing something every day. If I stay as a reserve, I will be doing a lot more stuff for YouTube only. So make sure you're subscribed, guys, and I'll give you as much. I know some of you don't like spoilers, so I'm not going to give out spoilers. But what I'm hoping to do is just meet with a few of the lads, talk to them, have a bit of crack with them. I'm going to try and grab as many of them as I can. And, just fun stuff, because it takes their mind off the competition, puts them at ease a little bit, helps them out. Just not to be under constant stress and strain all the time. So just little soft, easy, little conversations between me and the lads. A bit of crack for the boys. Anyway, lads, the sun is shining here in Ireland for a change again. I can't believe it, nearly 2 or 3 days in a row now. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I hope the sun is shining where you are. Except for the cunt out in Arizona who's complaining about having too much sunshine. I hope it rains for you, because that's what you want, isn't it? So today, guys, I'm going to cover some topics. Of course, it is reacting to the comments, reacting to Tom, reacting to Hooper, reacting to it. Escape COD poll. Whose fanboys are worse, Eddie's, Thor's, or Hooper's? They're all great athletes and they're all fallible human beings. Jesus, it'd be close tie between Eddie fans and Thor fans. And even though I'm a fan of them fellas myself, I'm not a crazy, jumped up lunatic. Because Eddie and Thor have some fans that are like that. They're crazy little cunts. I suppose we all have a couple of them. I don't think I have crazy fans like that, do I? Who knows? So I think it's probably Eddie, because I remember I used to have an online joke thing with Eddie, where Eddie would do something, lift a weight or something like that, and I would say fake weight, and the comments I used to get, it was clearly a joke, but I used to get attacked. So I'd say Eddie's are probably the worst, until Eddie does something, and then Thor's fans come out and say, oh, sure, the cunts. They're all cunts. Greenwood Ricky. Does this favour the guys in the heats more then? If Mitch is in heat 3, sees Tom do 6 reps on deadlift, Mitch knows he needs to do 7, etc. That is a great point. Now, this has always been the case at World's Strongest Man. So for argument's sake, in the heats for the deadlift, every single athlete does that deadlift one after the other in heat format. So you've heat 1 first, you've heat 2, you've heat 3. Everyone does the deadlift. Then we move on to the next event. When it's shown on the TV, it looks like it's one group doing all the events one at a time, then the second group doing all the events. It's not done like that in reality. In reality, I think the first event is the sandbag loading. Every single athlete will do that sandbag loading before moving on to the next event. Now, if you're not unlucky enough to be in Group 1, which I think Tom will be, as he's the previous champion. Normally the champion goes, which is a bit shit if you think about it. I think that's the case. I might be wrong, but I think the previous champion is Group 1, Seed 1, as far as I know. If I was the previous champion, I would like to be Group 5, Seed 1. So, because you do get to see what other athletes are doing. And if that's the case, then Tom is first out and loading. Mitch is going to see what he has to do every single time against Tom. That's interesting. Or would Mitchell Hooper be number 1 seed of Group 1? I don't know. That is a tough cookie. That is a tough cookie. The fella, I'll tell you what, the Group 1 or Group 5, the Seed 1 and Group 5 is going to be laughing, because he knows exactly what he's going to have to do. I don't know. It should be down because Tom is the previous champion. He should get to pick on which seed he is. But then, where do you draw the line with that then? I don't know. That is a tricky fucking question. I suppose it's the same in every competition. You know, it's the same in every competition. If it was Giants Live World Tour final, it is picked on their previous performances, I think. So yeah, it's the same everywhere across the board. It's just going to be unlucky, I guess. So there you go. That's how that's recorded. Blake Grandstaff 211. Can't wait to watch this on Christmas morning. You make a great point. It will be good on Christmas morning. It's only 9 months. That's all. It's only like 8 months. It's only like, 32 weeks? It's only like 240, 50 days. It will fly. It will fly, lads. Blink and it's done. It's done. Simple. So simple. Moving on. Ken Adams 1385. Great that they listened to Mitch. They didn't listen to Mitch. This wasn't Mitch's idea. Just for everything good that happens to worlds, it wasn't Mitch, okay? Mitch was complaining about Mitch was mainly complaining about the travel and the money and getting paid. And I'll be honest with you, there's no athlete going to World's Strongest Man for the money. So I don't think any athlete other than Mitch gives a fuck about when they're getting paid. I certainly didn't over through the years. I know no one else gives a fuck. If I have to wait a week or 3 months, it doesn't matter to me. I don't need the money that badly. So I think Mitch is the only one that was complaining about the money. Doesn't matter to anyone else. There's none of them athletes going over to World's Strongest Man for the money. So it was a weird thing to bring up. Because no one gives a fuck, to be honest. Just Mitch complaining all the time. Bruce Warren 692. Hi Pa, the World's Strongest Man 50-year TV contract gets a lot of shit, and rightly so. But considering how small strongman following has been historically, and that TV was the only game in town until recently, I think it was the only thing that allowed strongman to get any exposure. It was a stroke of genius that kept the sport alive and visible for 50 years. Anyway, love the channel. Thanks for the laughs and the insight. I'm in Scotland, so I feel your pain with the rain. I suppose if there's anywhere in the world where it rains more, it has to be Scotland. Jesus Christ, if it rained in Ireland more, I'm genuinely thinking about moving away from Ireland. But where do you go? I know Matthew Riddle is out in Tenerife. Tenerife is a beautiful country. I was out there a few times. It's not even a country, is it? It's an island. Might go to Tenerife. You could go to the UK. It'd be better laugh in the UK because there's more athletes and more shit going on. But you're not much better weather-wise, are you? Go to America, but Jesus, well, what's going on in America at the minute? Canada would be grand. Canada seems like a grand old spot. Or Australia. Maybe Australia or Canada. So I'm after buying a house now as well. I have to get rid of the cash underneath the bed. Anyway, the 50-year contract was foolish in my opinion. Why not make it 20? Jesus Christ, look at the amount of things that can change in 50 years. Look how much technology changes in 12 months. Look how far this iPhone has come in just a small few years. To think that TV was going to be the only thing happening in 50 years' time. I mean, nobody watches TV anymore. TV is outdated. I don't actually know anyone that watches Sky anymore. They're either watching Netflix or they're watching... what are they watching? Netflix and Prime and YouTube. Among other things. I don't know anyone that watches... Does anyone watch fucking soaps anymore? EastEnders?
My dead body.
And fucking Coronation Street. Fair City is here in Ireland. I can tell you, I don't watch any of that shite. We needed to get Pa to 100k. Jesus, lads, if we did, I would be so happy. It'd be funny to get to 100k. Oh, it'd be brilliant. It'd be great. I'll tell you what, if I get to 100k, and I've said it here in this comment, I'll sing Barbie Girl.
Hi, Ken. You want to go for a ride? Sure, Ken.
On the ukulele. There you go. Get me to 100k, and I'll sing. That'll actually probably make you not want me to get to 100k. I don't know. See, let me know what you think. You can't. Frank Castle 2045. You can't compare World's Strongest Man to PGA Golf, brother. Maybe Mr. O, but not PGA. Why not? Why can't we? They're only fucking hitting the ball around the field. Strongman is much more entertaining. I can't believe there isn't more money in strongman. Fucking golf. God, talk about a boring sport. It's almost as bad as soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. Oh, jeez. If there's a round ball that doesn't weigh over 100 kilos involved, I'm not interested at all. Shove it up your fucking hole. See Mr. O. Mr. O would be a good comparison. Mr. O, I checked before I come on, gets paid $400,000. $400,000. That's $325,000 more than World's Strongest Man. And World's Strongest Man is far... who'd be known better? World's Strongest Man or Mr. Olympia? I suppose it depends who won, because when Eddie won, every cunt knew who Eddie Hall was. Probably if it was the year, or Thor. Everyone knows who Thor was as well. I just don't think many people know who Tom is, or even know who Hooper is. Yeah. Pizza Dude. These days it's world's fastest man. If Jeff Capes was alive and at his peak, he would probably be unbeatable. I highly doubt it. It's hard to pull a fella from the past and bring him into today, because there's so many variables. There's the obvious supplements. There's the people. Oh God, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he'd get demolished. I honestly can't think of any strongman, past or present, that would come in Hooper's way of a competition. It's kind of fucking annoying. Even if you compare Hooper to Big Z, right? Let's go across the board. Log press reps. Big Z would win. Deadlift of any format, I think Hooper wins. Any carrying event, Hooper wins. Fuck cunt. What else could we put in? Stones. Probably Big Z, maybe. Depends. And for the final event, we will put in bar bending. Yes, Big Z wins. Arthur Morgan X1. I know the story we hear is much different to the one you hear. How do you separate the shit from the real? Do you message your athletes directly, or do you sometimes go with the narrative? Normally I'll just talk to the athletes. I'm friends with the most of them. That doesn't mean that I will report everything I hear on here. I can't, unfortunately, because that's being a bit of a cunt. And we've seen that in the past, where people kind of talk to other athletes and like, hey, how are you getting on? How's training? And then they go back in their YouTube channel and they put it on their YouTube and you're like, oh, you cunt. I thought you were genuinely curious to how I was feeling and getting on, and you just used it for your YouTube channel. So it depends on what we're talking about. And if it's a thing, it's a story, and like the person's telling me, and I'd be like, do you want me to YouTube it? Like, do you want me to talk about it publicly? And they'd be like, no, I'll leave it on it. Like, fair enough then, cunt. Heavy to hero. The biggest issue comes through not being able to capitalize on a niche audience, but very mixed audience. Your golf example was a good one. Thank you. Fucking Frank Castle. The thing is, people who watch golf generally play golf. I was thinking about that, but a lot of people who watch strongman play strongman, don't they? In my opinion. That opens up a number of revenue options. You only need to look at the audiences at strongman competitions to see there are a great number of people who don't participate in strength sports. Strongman is not a sport that every child can dream of, as it's so specialised and relies very much on genetics and a shitload of hard work. That it does. But if you look in Ireland, for argument's sake, there is a golf course in every, there's 2 or 3 of them, or 4 or 5 of them in every county in Ireland. There's hundreds of golf courses in Ireland. Strongman clubs, there's probably one in Wexford, Galway. You've my place in Limerick, which is not a strongman club, it's just where I keep my stuff. There's probably not a lot more in the north. So I think it's to do with just not being able to fucking try it out. You know, not every gym is equipped with strongman equipment the same way is, and plus you can go into any shop. There's a golf shop in every city. You can just pick up a golf club and a couple of balls. You can buy them online anywhere. You can't exactly walk into a shop and decide to buy a log and Atlas stones. You need to get a truck and a trailer, and it's just fucking awkward, really, more than anything else. Stephen M. Makes no sense to be so strong physically that you can lift the car, but so weak mentally that you spend your life wallowing in pointless drama. Well, Stephen, you're still fucking here listening to the wallowing drama, you little cunt. What are you even fucking saying? What are you saying? Pointless drama. It's not pointless. Some people love drama. I love a bit of drama. Do you know what this drama is doing as well? It's bringing a bit of interest back to World's Strongest Man. There was none of this interest for Rogue or Arnold Classic. This juicy drama makes it better. Like, oh, I can't believe he said that. He called Mitch Luber a cunt. Oh. Anyway, guys, that's all we have time for today. Please leave a comment and we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm getting a lot of joy reacting to your comments. And lads, head over to my store, pick up a t-shirt, subscribe, because there's something like 70% of you watching this channel that are not subscribed. And if I only had a way to figure out which one of you is doing that. Thank you all, lads. I will see you soon. Good day to you.